Okay, so ready. Taking myself out of the stream now in three, two, one, go.
Hey, hi. Life is a roller coaster. Isn't that exciting? It's scary, it's exciting, it's beautiful, it's sad, it's crazy, it's challenging, it's rewarding, it's torture, it's everything. Whether you like it or not, life will go on. Life will still go on. It will be like paradise or it will be like hell for us. My experience told me that we can control basically everything in life. Everything. Let me share with, starting with my childhood, before age 20. And actually it was perfect. Everything was perfect. Everything was like everybody expected, oh, if I had a good life like that, that would be like great. I was actually brought up in a very wealthy family. My family was quite wealthy, and my parents would give me everything I wish for, basically everything, and they believe that this is love. But actually, they quite spoiled us, and mom and dad thought, this is love to their children. Mom and dad actually is a very, very good example for all the marriages. They never fight, they never argue, they always show love and patience. So the family is full of love and happiness. I mean, nothing ever happened. We just enjoy our childhood so much. And when I was 17, I went on a holiday on my own. It was great. I just went there and I thought maybe I want to explore a country which I've never been. So I went there and I started to fall in love with it. I mean, I saw the opera house, I saw the harbor bridge, beautiful weather. I mean, comparing to, I live in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a very small place. I mean, it's got everything, but except space. I mean, there's no space because the houses we're living are quite small. People are so populated. When I went there, I love it. So I want to stay, and I told my mom and dad. I said, "Hey, this is great. Can I just stay?" And mom and dad thought, "You're crazy. We're thinking you're going there for a week, and now you're talking that you're staying there for life. Are you crazy or what?" And so I called mom and dad. I said, "Can you just send me some money?" So mom and dad did, because I told you that I can ask for anything I wanted. So they sent me some money. So I stayed there, and it was actually beautiful. So because if I stay there, I've got to prove to mom and dad that I really want to stay there and live happily. So I wanted to get a job. I want to continue my study instead of just going there and doing nothing. So I studied very, very hard, hoping that I can get a job in the university. And after I graduated, I got a job instantly. That was great. So I stayed and I stayed for Australia for a total of 13 years. And then, my life has changed. My life started to change at what I call the stage 2, which is about 20-ish. Actually, I got married when I was 21. And that was a time where I don't have to get my mom and dad's signature, so I can get married. So that was so bad. And then I fell in love with this man, and I wanted to marry him before my graduation. That was 21. And I was so lucky. I thought I was so lucky because he was so handsome. He was so educated. He was so wealthy. It's like everybody wanted a dream like that. Everybody wanted a husband like that. And that was the best time in life. And I thought, wow, God is so great to me. It's like when I was born, I was wealthy and I have a great parent, great family, happy. And I got married, beautiful country, beautiful marriage. Everything is just so perfect, so perfect. And then, somehow life is not like that. Like I was saying, it's like a roller coaster. I mean, it just goes up and down, up and down. The world then started to turn upside down. I thought I married to Mr. Right. I had the perfect wedding. I was a fashion designer. I made my own wedding dress, and it was like a dream. It's like Cinderella making her own dress. You imagine that? And walking out of that house and in a wedding was so beautiful. But life isn't like that at all. And my life just turned upside down. It was like from heaven to hell. My husband left me for another woman while I was 4 months pregnant, and that was really bad. Um, Actually, that was the worst time of my life because I was young and I didn't know anything about life. I didn't have any experience about pregnancy, housework, taking care of people. I don't have many friends in Australia, and that time was the worst day you could ever imagine for a young girl. Being in Australia without my family, I have no friends. I have no family support because the thing is, I asked her to go to Australia. I wanted to stay there, so I don't want mom and dad to think I make the wrong decision. So actually, I didn't tell them what had happened. I didn't tell them that my husband left me. I told them that I was pregnant, but I didn't tell them what happened. And every time when we talk on the phone, I said, "Yeah, I'm just so great. I'm just so happy." But when I hang up the phone, I was literally burst in tears. And when the tummy got bigger and bigger, and I just was so scared on my own, living in a big house in Australia. And one day I walked out of the street and I said, I can't continue this anymore. And I tried to attempt to commit suicide. And of course, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why I'm sitting here. And God said to me, "You're just not ready. You're just not ready to come to heaven. Life is so beautiful." And I just hear a voice is saying that, all these years you haven't really worked hard for yourself. You haven't done anything for your family. You haven't done anything for your friends, nor you haven't done anything for the society. So maybe it's a time you should review yourself, go back, don't come to heaven yet, go back and think about your future. This is just so strong. I remember that time. It was so strong. It's like somebody slapped on me and said, "Hey, just wait a minute, wait a minute. This is the second paragraph of your book. This is the second chapter of your book. Just think what to do." And then I just go back home and I literally burst in tears. And a few years later, I went back to Hong Kong with my daughter, wanting so much love and support from my family. See, it's like fate is making fun of me. It's like they're giving you something and then taking it away, and then suddenly they give you something good, and then again it take it away from you. And then when everything is kind of settled, I went back to my mom and dad, and I thought, oh, okay, at least my marriage is over. That's fine. I'll get a job. I'll do something that can make a living. And my dad's diagnosis of cancer. And the thing is, he didn't believe in insurance. He has no idea what is insurance. And that time, we had an agent that always come to our house and always knock on our door and said, "Hey, uncle, I think you need insurance because you have a daughter, you have like this, and that. And my dad always said something which I think we always hear now from our clients is, "I don't need insurance. I have wealth, I have savings, I have a good life, and I don't believe in something that is a promise, but actually I don't know when it's going to happen or is it going to happen. I might never get sick, so I'm just wasting all my money with insurance. So why do I spend all my money in all these medical fees, all these medical insurance, and rather I spend it for entertainment and doing something for my children." So it just never happened. I mean, he never had any experience in insurance. And my dad was diagnosed of cancer, and 5 years he was suffering, and we literally spent all our money. All our money, like every penny that I've made, every penny that was we have saved, and we even had to ask our friends and our relatives to help. The thing is, when you were so generous with people, just don't expect somebody will do the same return back to you. And if you help somebody, don't even expect that they will help you back, because life is just so cruel. Like I said, it can be a torture in life. You call them, you just just call them up and say, hey, by the way, we need some help financially. You remember when my dad actually wrote you a check and help, blah blah blah. And they said, oh, I'm sorry, Annie, we just can't help. And that few years was really suffering. I remember I don't even have money for a can of Coke. It's that bad. I feel like a Coke bed. And then you sort of put the few penny back in your pocket and thought, okay, I'd rather spend it for my daughter's milk. It was that bad. So I was a single mother with my baby, and I have a younger brother, and I just lost. I just don't know what to do, because if I don't get a job, we have no money. My brother financially wasn't good at all, and they were expecting me to come back and the whole family reunion together, and my dad, quite wealthy. We can have a good life, but the whole thing is just turning upside down. I tried all kinds of job. I'm trying to do all my own business. I wanted so desperately to give my mom and my daughter a good life, but it just nothing works well. Can you believe? I mean, I couldn't afford a can of Coca-Cola, but end up I did work in Coca-Cola. I work in this company as a designer. So what do you have to do, as a designer in Coca-Cola company is really amazing. And they have all the T-shirts, all the souvenirs that need designing. And you just work in a big company, but it's just not fun, because day in, day out, you're going to the office, you're back home, and then again office, back home. It's not what I wanted. And then again, I work in another company, which is also doing fashion designing. And that was the time when I helped them to open a lot of shops in China. And in those years, China was a little behind. And I have to actually literally stay there and live there and leave my daughter behind in Hong Kong, because I just want to make more money. But end up the reward, or the payment that I'm supposed to get was like so peanuts that I thought, oh my God, I'm spending like 23 hours a day working for you, staying overseas, which I can't even see my daughter, and I'm getting this check. And that was the day I said, that's it. I mean, that's it. I'm not gonna work for anybody. So I tried to do my own business. And I opened my own shops. I have my own brand, and I sell my own accessories and jewelries and all that. I mean, I tried everything. It's just really funny that, so why is God doing this to me? I just don't understand. I mean, I'm trying this, it doesn't work. I try that, it doesn't work. It's not that I'm not working hard. I mean, I'm really, really working hard. So what is happening there? Something is happening there that I wanted to understand. And when the business was doing quite okay, and suddenly my partner just vanished. I can't even reach her. I don't even know where she was until now. That was almost like, I forgot, like 30 years ago. I just cannot find her. It's as if somebody has murdered her or something. And the bank account was frozen because she couldn't sign, and it was like frozen for a long time. So anyway, I have to close the business without taking the money out for anything, because the account was frozen. And then I honestly, I swear to God, I said, I'm not going to work for anybody. I'm not going to do my own business. So what am I going to do? It was really funny. And then the time when I was about to close my shops, so one day this insurance agent came. That was the insurance agent that actually went to my house and talked to my dad every day about insurance, and my dad just ignored her. And she came to me, and then she said, hey, Annie, you work so hard. I can see that you can be very successful, in other business. So have you ever think of doing your own business with unlimited income and with no cost at all? And I said, no joke. There's no job like that. Forget it. I said, I don't have money, so don't cheat me. But that time, you know what? The shop is going to close down. My daughter has to go for study. My mom needs money. I guess I have no choice. I just have no choice. I just have to say yes. Just take a chance and see what happened. And when I told mom that I wanted to join the industry, and mom said, this probably is the worst job um, you will ever imagine, because your income can go down to zero, and what's going to happen to the family? And that time, I actually one day I look outside the window, and I said, "Is this the end of my life? What am I going to do?" Um, so the only thing I said to mom is, "Okay, mom, just trust me." I said, "Mom, just trust me." And I insist, and I strongly remember I said, "Someday I will give you back what my dad used to give to you. And I'm going to work really hard on that. I'm going to give a good education to my daughter. I'm going to give a good life to you. I'm going to give back a house to you. Um, I'm going to give the best of everything, what dad used to give to you. And just trust me." I don't know why I have the courage, I have the confidence to say that, but mom just looked at me and said, "No, you're no kidding. You're no kidding. Just don't be an insurance agent, whatever you want to do, please. Please. We need financial support." And I just ignore her. I didn't know where to start then. I was so lost. So I joined a company, and I look at all these proposals, and I just remember I was a fashion designer, right? So you're looking at all these figures and thinking, hey, I want my drawing pen, to draw pictures and that. I love designing, but looking at all these boring documents and that, and so okay, how am I going to do it? Um, so I didn't really understand what it's all about, except I thought, well, maybe this is the only choice I have to make my own living. And before I joined the industry, my manager took me to this annual award presentation. And that was a very small one. I think it's like a few hundred people. And then there was these agents that stand on stage and said MDRT. And so I didn't know what it was. So I asked her, I said, "Hey, what is that MDRT?" She said, $1 million round table, which is the top of the world, blah, blah, blah. And I said, "Okay, so how do I do it if I want to do it?" And she said to me, "Okay, just focus on your contract. That will come later." It's as if she doesn't trust that I can do it. So that time I just thought, okay, but I really want to learn. So it really wasn't easy, because remember when I called, when my dad was sick, all my friends just walk away. And I was in Australia for so many years, so I mean, literally, I have not many friends in Hong Kong. And when you become poor, you don't have friends. I mean, that's a reality. I mean, when you're poor, you ask your family, you ask your friends for some help, and then later on you call them for insurance, and people immediately think you need money. That's why you sell insurance. But that, of course, that was one of the reasons. But later, I found out that insurance is actually very important. So how do I change my life? I saw these people on stage talking about MDRT, and somehow something is different about them, because they asked me what they can help me to do MDRT, and I thought, why do they want to help me? I mean, I'm not in their team. But anyway, so let's see how I go. So my manager told me that if you wanted to do good, you sign one contract a day, one application a day. And I said, how? He said, this is Hong Kong. I mean, there's like 8 million people there, so you just go and look for it. So, at that moment, I just thought, okay, I have to do it. I mean, I have no choice. So either I go back to a job, which it doesn't make sense. I go back to another business, which I don't have the capital to start. So I'm stuck. So, and then I said, okay, I'll do it. So I went to talk to everybody, wherever I am. I just opened my mouth, and the feeling wasn't good. And especially when I was like, as a designer, you just feel so proudy. You know what I mean? Like beautiful, dressed up, proudy, and suddenly you have to wear this suit, and they say, do you want insurance? It wasn't good at all. But the only script that I said to my prospect, because you remember in that year, that was 1995 that I joined the industry. That wasn't any iPad. That wasn't any. Even if we make our proposals, it has to be from an application form. I don't know whether you guys, how many years you'll be in the industry, but we have to literally fill out a paper form and write the age, non-smoker, smoker, and then 2 days later they will give you a proposal. And if you feel in something wrong, you gotta wait until another 2 days. That's crazy. So there's no training, no nothing. So the only thing I can say to all my prospects, wherever I see people, I say, Mr. Prospect, this is a real story standing in front of you with a father who is actually suffering 5 years of cancer and finally got passed away without a penny of insurance. And his family has gone into a total disaster. And I don't want this to happen to you or your family. This is the only script. I've been talking to everybody. Some people think I'm insane. Some people think I need money. Some people say, okay, what is that? So it's all about law of average. The more people you talk to, somehow, doesn't matter how bad your presentation is, somebody will buy. Or doesn't matter how good your presentation is, people won't buy. So if you believe in law of average, just go out and talk to everybody, every single person you can talk to. Somehow, someday, somewhere, somebody will buy. My average case size was about $50 that time. It was really small. So imagine I have to make MDRT in 9 months because I joined the industry in end March. And I didn't really understand MDRT, but halfway there, somebody told me about MDRT. So I thought, oh, hey, I must well try my best. But the funny thing is, I achieved my MDRT at the last minute of December 31st. And that was the last case. When I have time, I'll share more of my cases with you. But this is really, really amazing that the company actually, the door was closing when I run into the office and say, just hold on, I have to shoot in this application for my MDRT. And that was really amazing. And that's how I did my first MDRT. And and then I started in 1998. I went to Chicago, and Chicago was, I've never been there in my life. And that time I thought, okay, I really want to understand what all this MDRT is all about. It's like people are making good money, and then what? So I enrolled and go to MDRT annual meeting myself on my own without knowing anybody, without even understanding the culture or anything. So I just go there and I saw this MDRT phrase somewhere on the board, and it said, to receive, individuals must give. I said, why? Why do I have to give? Because I'm here to make money. So why do I have to give? It was like going to another universe, because all these MDRT come to me and said, hey, I've got this idea that I want to share with you. I have this opportunity that if you want to learn, then we can share with you. And they're giving donations. There's that MDRT foundations. There are people that are standing on stage telling you how difficult their life was. Which, looking at my life, I thought mine was the worst, but theirs was like crazy. So it's just so much encouragement that I just got so addicted to MDRT. And when I come back, I started to ask, how do I become a volunteer? How do I go to the backstage and understand what all these people are thinking? And how do I give more help and more charity to help people? And starting from that time, I really worked very hard, because I know if I want to go back to annual meeting, I must achieve MDRT. And I started to share a lot of my successful stories. I started telling people about my dad's story. I start telling people that they have to have insurance. I start telling people that no matter how difficult life was, you've got to come back in life. You've got to bounce back. You've got to be strong, because this is pandemic. There will be more pandemic coming. There will be many crises still coming. So what are we going to do? We've got to be strong. We've got to be really, really strong to move on. So I'm just sharing, and slowly I'm just, one day, it's just really funny that you kind of feel like I'm transforming. You know how a butterfly suddenly fly. It's just from a little worm. Um, and I feel like, hey, suddenly I feel so happy. I feel so happy inside out. I feel so fulfilling. I feel so meaningful in life. So what is happening with me? Yeah, financially I'm getting better, but there's something there. It's not only the growth financially, but it's the personal growth that really speed up. And somehow I'm realizing that I'm really a much happier person. So to make sure I can keep this consistently, I know I must achieve MDRT. I must. If I'm out of this family, I'll be lost. I'll be totally lost. After a few years of managing my business, working really hard, um, I started to have a good financial income, and I did what I promised. This is the picture that my mom's house. She's living in a good house. My brothers, my daughter at the back, and I gave my mom back what I promised. My dad, whatever my dad gave her, I'm giving her the same. And my daughter has gone to a very good school. I bought my own house and my own car, and it's like, wow, everything is great. It's great. That's the on the right side is my daughter getting married that day. I was literally crying, thinking, hey, that day when we came back from Australia, I didn't even have money for milk. And I was so lost, and I didn't expect. Now she has a beautiful wedding. So, and then again, I got so addicted to MDRT annual meeting. So I went to another annual meeting, and that was this poster again popping up. It's just like you have to go to annual meeting, because when you go there, somehow there's a phrase or there's a person or there's a speech, somehow something will change your life. And this is about whole person concept. When I come back, I thought, what is this whole person concept? I don't understand. I thought it's life balance. You just, be happy, work-life balance, family, like that. But when I really understand what is work-life balance, it again transformed me to another better person. We talk about happiness. In when I was small, remember that time I thought I was the happiest person in the world, because mom and dad literally give me everything. Mom and dad said, what do you want for birthday? I said, well, I just want a piano. The next day the piano is in front of me. I mean, it's like that crazy. And that time I thought it's happiness. But when you look back in life, that's not happiness. It's empty. Is really empty, because if somebody gives you something, you're happy, and if somebody take it away from you, you're not happy. That's not happiness. Ongoing happiness is from here, inside out. No matter what happened, you're happy. So how do you do that? You have to talk to yourself. Why should I be unhappy? I will tell you a few stories later on, how I literally changed my family's attitude, because they were, sometime a little negative on things. But it's really funny how whole person concept changed everything. So ongoing happiness is about here. During the pandemic, I don't think I ever complained. A lot of my clients, people complain they lost their job, blah, 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 blah. So I've been talking to a lot of people, encouraging them, what is whole person concept. So ongoing happiness is no matter what challenges you make, you have to stay happy. Lovely family relationship. This is my favorite part, because how do you love? My parents thought they loved me by spoiling me, but what is true love? True love is you want your family to be proud of you. You want your family to stay away from risk. You want your family to have peace. You want your family to be so secure. You want your family to be so positive. And you just want to share all this with them. And insurance is one thing that can really, really help, because without insurance, it's like my dad. What are you talking about loving family relationship? Because it just gone into the drain. I mean, if I didn't If I didn't join the industry, if I didn't know about MDRT, I think our family would be really in a really disaster until now. So lovely family relationship is not about spoiling your kid. It's not about giving them what you want, what they want. It's about giving them the best in life. So what is that? It's not money. Think about that. Financial security. Yes, we do have. I think MDRTs has their financial security. In the beginning, when I thought financial security is you make more money, you're more secure, then I can buy anything I want. But now I really understand. Financial security is about when you have more than you can give. You make more, you can give more. You can help people. You have more time, you have more support financially, then you can actually help more people. So this is financial security. Self-confidence. I remember when that was the time, 2012, if I remember. I gave my first biggest speech that time, 3,000 people in convention center. And at the back of the stage, I was just shivering. I was just so scared. And that was the first time I go on the main platform on the MDRT day. And that time, Jennifer Boslow was at the back of the stage. And I said to her, I said, Jennifer, can you just tell me how can I calm myself down and give the best speech that I can give? And she said, self-confidence. It's all about self-confidence. So when I walk out of the stage, I just imagine that I'm the most successful speaker in the world. I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. And that speech was amazing. And since then, I've got a lot of invitation from globally asking me to speak. I mean, it's just that little thing that you change here. Self-confident. Self-confident is not about just on stage. For your family, for your members, for your customers, if you have self-confidence, you can literally pick them up and tell them what is better to move on in life. Intellectual fulfillment. I mean, Steve Jobs always said, stay hungry, stay foolish. I just completed another degree at my age, being so busy, but you just cannot stop. You just cannot stop. The world is moving too fast. You just have to move on. Strong friendships. This morning, I got Manuel Dodo, one of my MDRT best buddy, just share with my 4 members. I asked him, I said, can you help me to motivate my members to become MDRT? Because we have come across some difficulties in Hong Kong about the pandemic, the protesting, political problems. And he just said, yes, when? Come on, this is friendship. He didn't even ask anything, just say yes. We meet so many global buddies, and they are so great. And because of insurance, we meet a lot of clients, and they all become my good friends. In good health, the last thing is the good health. This is something that you cannot neglect, because without health, I see how my father is suffering. Without health, you literally can't do anything, because you just can't. You just stay there, physically, mentally. You cannot function. You just cannot move on, and you don't know when you're dying, and you don't want any plans because you don't know how to plan. Maybe I'll die tomorrow. So health is actually very important, but I don't believe health comes from exercise, good food. I mean, I don't 100% believe in that. I believe good health comes from mentally positive. When everything becomes positive, you stay healthy. Without even knowing about myself, and gradually I have been talking to a lot of speeches and serving MDRT for a lot of important roles. And slowly I see myself growing. And because of MDRT, my life was saved. My family was back to normal. MDRT has made a full rotten kid become so tough and so positive. And the challenges and millions of rejections from the customers has made my life so beautiful and interesting. Truly, honestly, the people that I thank most was the people that always rejected me and never trust me and never even want to talk to me or just stay away from us. But because of them, that's how I grow. 10 years ago, I had a very bad accident and I broke my leg. That was actually very bad disaster because it happened at the airport. And and I was on a wheelchair for 4 months, and I had to literally start learning how to walk at my age. It was so bad, but thanks for MDRT spirit. I didn't get upset. I didn't get angry. And you know what? I bought a really nice bag that I wear like on the side shoulder, and thinking, hey, that's great because then now I have a bad accident. I can talk to all my clients about accidental plan. And I call them up and say, hey, Mr. Prospect, can I meet you? Blah, blah, blah. He said, why? I said, oh, I just want to come and say hello to you. That's okay. And he said, well, but maybe I don't want to buy insurance. I said, that's okay. I just want to come. So I didn't mention anything about my leg. So I go, ding dong, ring the bell. They open the door and they said, oh my God, what happened to your leg? You're in a wheelchair. Why are you coming? I said to him, I came is because now I more believe in the importance of accidental plan insurance. So can I just come in? He said, please, please sit down here, please, please. And every client I did it was first time closing. You know why? Because they feel so bad if I have to drag my wheelchair and that I go back again to meet them second time. So basically 99% of my cases was first time closing, and I broke my record during those 4 months. So this is all about MDRT spirits. And there was another time, that was 2 years ago. My mom actually diagnosis of breast cancer. And that time I was really struggling because my mom was age 84, and that was a very big operation. And the day before her operation, I had actually committed to go to Chicago and gave a speech of 6,000 audience. So I cannot say no. I cannot say, oh, now I cannot come because the poster is there, everything was there, and people expected me to go. So I think at that moment I said, okay, hold on. Life doesn't have to be or, it can be and. I can do this and I can do this same time. And thanks for MDRT spirit. My mom is actually an MDRT mom. The reason I said that because she wasn't negative about this operation. She wasn't upset at her age. In fact, she was like just so relaxed. And I finished my speech. Let me see if the picture is there. I finished my speech, and then I went back and took her to the hospital that early morning. I took the night flight, and the time when she came out from the operation theater, you know what she said the first thing? I was literally in tears. I thought she would ask, oh, if I get worse, what's gonna happen? Like all these worry. And actually, we were really worrying. But that time she said, hey, Annie, just find out where I can get a good bra. I said, and we're just crying and laughing. And I said, Mom, you're just so MDRT. Mom said, yeah, you told me about this whole person concept. And I have to stay healthy. And it was just so funny. It actually, we have really influenced a lot of people. And even during this pandemic, I don't think it's something bad. Of course, it's not good, a lot of people dying. And in the future, a lot of things will happen. I mean, what is this world going to be in the future? The more challenges you face, the stronger you become. I really want to thank my yesterday, which was supposed to be the happiest time. But I was so spoiled, and it almost lead me to committing suicide. Well, luckily I didn't die. Because that time I didn't know how to face challenges. I didn't understand to receive, individuals must give. I don't really know what is whole person concept. But when you flip the coin, it's both sides. So what is true happiness? If you don't stay strong, How are you going to face the future? I'm not scared of the future. People are scared is only because they can't see what's going on. They walk in a dark room, they are scared. But if if you can see everything, you're not scared. Because I can see brightness, I can see sunshine in the future. No matter what happened, no matter how this pandemic is going on, is it going to last 2 years, 3 years? It doesn't matter. As long as you stay positive, you stay healthy, and you stay so energetic and positive and help other people. I thank my yesterday because of all the experience that I've went through, and it become my today. I want to thank my today. Honestly, I really love my today because I'm really serving a lot. I'm giving a lot. I'm sharing with a lot of people that I've learned from my yesterday and become a much better person now. I cannot say that I'm successful, but I can say I can become even better. In advance, I want to thank my tomorrow because of my future planning, and there are so many things I want to do. I just committed another role in MDRT Foundation on top of other roles because I strongly believe MDRT has given me a whole new life. So if they need me, I'll be there. I'll just be there. I want you guys to experience what is MDRT. I want you to really just go into the MDRT world. And it's not just about commission. It's not just about business. It's this MDRT spirit that it just can completely change your life. Just try to understand more about that. And I know my tomorrow will be more fulfilling, more colorful, more meaningful, and more influence to other people's life. When you have a very strong why of I want to stay with this family, how possible can I not achieve MDRT? How possible? This is my 25th year MDRT quarter century. And since day one, I'm committed. And until now, until later, until future, I'm still committed. My half century. And even I don't know how many years I'm gonna be with MDRT until the last day of my life. But I want to really truly thank MDRT for helping me. Without you, I am nobody. Thank you everyone for being with me today. So we stay in touch and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Oh, you're there.
All right, we're done.
Dodo is there. You didn't tell me you're there.
He was watching
I've been
the
here the
whole
whole time.
presentation.
I was watching from the back. I told you there's a backstage.
You should have told me you're here. Oh, sorry, I
Can
mentioned
you
your
hear me?
name. I mentioned your name. I'm sorry. I didn't ask for your permission.
It's okay. It's okay.
I hope
Great
it's
talk.
okay. I was a little lost, but I don't know. Is this what you wanted? It's okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kelly, you're there?
Sorry, I was on the phone.
Is everything okay?
Thank you. Yes, everything was very, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was very heartfelt.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for sharing of yourself. I mean, not everyone is willing to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will impact a lot of people.
I follow you, Dodo, because you share with everyone, so I share with everyone. I learn from you. Yeah, you influence a lot of people, including me. So that's what I'll do too. Right? Yeah. Okay, so what else I have to do here?
We're good?
I think we're good. Okay, yeah.
When is the actual date?
It'll be October 7 to 9. I think you're on the 7th. Your video on demand will be available on the 7th. I think she's on the first day.
Okay.
Kelly will send you an invite. You have to manually register
Okay.
so that you can get
Oh, that's great.
the voucher, so that it's a complimentary thing.
Thank
Don't have to
you.
pay anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I already have the voucher codes, so I'll probably send them out within the week.
Thanks very much.
yeah, so
Thanks very much.
No, thank you.
and it's video on demand, so you can come in and watch anytime, right? Until the
Mhm.
31st of October.
Sure. It will be in English.
Just like
Most of them in
annual
English.
report.
Is most of them in English or your local
Yes.
language?
They're all English.
All
Okay.
in English.
Oh, good. Perfect. Perfect.
There's no
No Tagalog.
yeah, there's no other language, but we have quite a good roster of speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember 2016, Dan Yeager
Mm-hmm.
in Vancouver?
Yeah.
He has been invited to speak,
Wow, that's great.
and there's another guy, Taylor. I forgot his first name is so difficult. Except Taylor, I think he was in one of the prior MDRT annual meetings.
Mhm.
He will speak also, and we have 3 past presidents
Mm-hmm.
sharing, and so that's why I was able to talk about Solix earlier because I just received it video yesterday.
Right. I just found out I missed the last PowerPoint, but that's okay. You can just show it. That's the last one. That's the full belief, but you can just show it. Doesn't matter. I forget that. I forgot about that.
No worries.
No worries. Just show it. Yeah. Great.
That's why we asked for the PowerPoints ahead of time, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Thanks,
when
Dodo.
they do the post-production edit,
Mhm.
they can put it in. So if there's any issue, it can be done better.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thanks, Dodo, for your support and help. I'm looking forward to this MDRT day. Hopefully next year I'll be physically there.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great, guys. So what do I need to do now? I can just
We'll click on.
Anything?
I can just
else
leave
then?
the.
Or-
Can I,
Yeah.
Just click on the Leave Studio button there,
Yeah.
or just close the tab.
Okay,
Leave-
cool.
leave studio. Okay, and one last thing.
yes.
I think the organizing committee wants to send a token to you.
Oh, no
Would
need.
you rather have it sent to the office or the house?
I want Dodo to come to my house. Send him in an envelope.
Put a ribbon on them.
Would you rather have it in the office or in the house? Because some people they don't go to the office. You do both, so
Oh,
Where would you want?
I'm in the office most of the time. Yes, just my assistants are there. So, yeah. But you know, it's not necessary. It's okay. You don't have to send me anything.
It's just something, a reminder
Okay.
to your friends from the Philippines. Because I'm
Okay.
sure from now on, when they see you in MDRT, oh, that's the speaker.
Okay. Just send to my office. Thanks a lot for that.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anne.
Great. Thanks
Okay.
very much, Dodo. Thanks. Is it
Thank you, guys.
Katrina?
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks
Yeah,
very much for your
Katrina.
support. Thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.